Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny and I am so not an expert. Today we get to do something super exciting. But before we get into that, I just wanted to mention I am spouting my pink today. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So ladies, if you haven't already, please make sure you schedule those mammograms. Those 10 minutes could save your life. Today we're going to be working on, are you ready for it? Clue 9. Clue 9 of our So Sweet Puzzle Mystery Quilt. That's right. We are officially on Clue 9. That means next month, when we come back to this project, it'll be it. That'll be it. Clue 10 and the final reveal. And I am hoping I might have something a little fun planned for that. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. So I'm really excited to see what this is going to look like. But first, we got to put this clue together. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are doing a lot of really fun things here in the next few weeks, ramping up to Christmas and then even after into the new year. So I'm really excited for the things that are coming up. Also, we do live streams on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. There won't be a live stream this week, and that's only because I'll be at a quilt retreat, my very first one ever. And if you've joined me on this live stream this week, then you'll know that I've been packing. And well, the room's a little bit of a mess because of that. So I do apologize in advance if you see some boxes and stuff everywhere. And that's because I've been kind of moving things around and making sure that I have everything ready to go for this retreat. Anyway, I will hopefully be able to share some pictures of that and some stories for that with you guys in later weeks. But for right now, let's get to this Clue 9. Friends, welcome back to the machine. Before we get started, I wanted to just let you know that we did receive our October block of the month from Cotton Cuts. This one looks like it's in an X pattern. It's pretty neat. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but it looks pretty neat. We might actually have to try that one. For now, I'm going to put it with all my other ones, and we're going to have to figure out something to do with these here soon because I got a big stack of them going. I've got all my pieces laid out. I do have a tone-on-tone fabric, and so guys, just a quick note, when you have these, I have found that it's easiest to go ahead and flip them all over to right sides facing up before I get started. That way I don't have to worry about which way I'm facing things. Clue 9 is going to consist of it's one section, but it's 4 pieces of that one section. So we're going to be making all of that today. It's going to be really exciting. I've got the machine all set up and ready to go. As I mentioned before, the room is a little crazy at the moment. This right here is actually my sewing machine and my and all of my notions and things that I'm going to be needing for my upcoming retreat. And you can see my ironing station is a little odd, and that's because I've got it all packed up already, ready to go. But I do have this quilter's cotton press mat that we can use for today for pressing. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So of course, the first section of Clue 9, it says that we're going to be needing to make some half square triangles. You guys know Cotton Cuts is famous for their half square triangles, but I promise you they are well worth it because they turn out to be some beautiful projects. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 12 of our fabric A and 12 of our fabric C, and we're going to be making 12 half square triangles. I'm going to go ahead and put those together, guys, and then I'm going to get them pressed up. They're going to be pressed up towards the A fabric, which in my case is the lighter of the 2 fabrics. So I'm going to get those pressed up as well. And we'll bring you right back for step 2. Friends, I have to tell you, after having put away my wool pressing mat so that I could take it with me on the retreat and using this one instead, I didn't realize how much I like that wool pressing mat. So if you're considering buying yourself one, I know they can be a little pricey, but if you're considering buying yourself one, I absolutely recommend it. It just seems like the seams pressed down nicer, I think, and it retains its heat better. Again, this is probably a cheap pressing mat, so it's not like it's a real one, but it does it in a pinch. But I really like my wool pressing mat better. All right, these pieces are all pressed up and ready to go. Step 2 says we're going to be adding a C square to 4 of these half square triangles. So I've got my C's here, so I'm just going to grab 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to get these sewn up together. Looks like we're going to want to make sure that our A fabric is down in the bottom left corner. So I'm going to make sure I orient these all correctly. And then we're going to sew the C square to it. This. And as I mentioned, we're going to be making 4 of these. Quick and easy that one was. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to press these towards that C square fabric. Now, somebody had asked me once why I press after each one of my cotton cut steps, but I don't always press after each one of my other quilting project steps. And the reasoning for that is that cotton cuts each one of these pieces exactly the right size that you need. And so I have found that unless I press them, sometimes my 1/4 inch seams can be just a little bit off, or my piece can be just a hair on the crooked side, and that can actually throw things off for me. Whereas with a regular quilt, when I'm doing that, there's usually some trimming involved. There's usually, some other things that are happening. So you have the time and the ability to make those small adjustments. So I like to press after each step just to make sure everything lays nice and flat and perfect, and I nail those 1/4 inch seams just perfectly. All right, so we've got those 4 sewn up together, and now we're going to take these 4 pieces and we're going to make, I read the directions wrong. It looks like we're going to need to make 8 of these, and I only made 4, so I need to make 4 more. I'll be right back. All right, so I made up those other 4 pieces real quick, and now we can make that 4-patch triangles, or the 4 patches that we were talking about earlier. So we're going to be taking one of our assemblies, and putting it on top of the square to the left, and then we're going to flip the other one around so the square is now on the right, and we're going to attach those up together. The seams are going to nest up just beautifully because of the way we've pressed our seams, and everything is going to line up nice and flat so that we can get it all sewn up nice and perfect. All right, we are going to be making 4 of these. Okay, those are all set up and ready to go. This is what we've got so far. All right, now we're going to set these aside for a little bit, and we're going to make some more half square triangles. We're going to use fabric F, which is this really pretty blue jean fabric I have, and we're going to use the rest of the C fabrics that we had here, and we're going to make 4 half square triangles real quickly. These half square triangles are going to be pressed towards our F fabric, or that blue jean fabric I showed you guys earlier. So let me press these up really quickly. And then it looks like we're actually going to be attaching these pieces to the rest of the half square triangles we made earlier. Now we're going to take these pieces and we're going to attach them to the 4 squares that we have left over. It says that we're going to be matching up this C fabric, which is this black one here, to the A fabric, like this. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. Maybe I'll go over here and do it. So this C fabric is going to match up with this A fabric like that, and it's going to make a triangle. We're going to match up all 4 of these real quick, and then press them towards the A fabric. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Press these towards the A fabric. Alrighty. Next step, we're going to be taking these assemblies and we're going to be attaching them to the ones we made earlier, which are these here. So these here are going to lay on the bottom. You need to make sure that the C square is up here in this upper left corner, and then we're going to be attaching one of these to it with our F fabric down here in the bottom left corner. Line this up. Now there's going to be some considerable amount of bulk here in the center. And most machines are going to have a little bit of a hard time going through that. But we're going to do the best we can. The seams do nest up really nicely, so that will help the machine run through it a little bit better. Let's see how it goes. All right. Now we press these towards this piece here, or separator. And press the seams towards there. Looks like I cut off a little bit of the corners on this one here, but as big as the bulk of the fabric is on that one section, I'm not going to worry too much about it. All right. So there are all of our pieces. We're going to set those aside for now, and we're going to be working on step 7, which tells us that we have some C-squares, 4 C-squares, and 4 A triangles that we're going to need to sew together. Looks like we're actually going to be making some flying geese with this one. I'm sorry, not a flying geese. We're going to be making a triangle with this one. So the square and then 2 small squares on either side. So I'm going to go ahead and do steps 7 and 8 together just to make my life a little bit easier. On to step 9. Step 9 says we're going to be taking these big triangle pieces. This is our E fabric, which is also going to be our background fabric later on. So let me show you what that looks like. This is also going to be our, not our background, our backing fabric. I've bought enough for this to be our backing fabric as well. So we're going to go ahead and attach these to this to make a square. Now we're going to press these towards that E fabric, which is that big triangle we just added. This is what we have so far. And all that's left to do now is sew these pieces up to the ones we made earlier. Again, we need to make sure that that first piece we made, this 4 patch here, is at the bottom. We're going to sew our new piece to the top of it. I'm just going to flip all those over. And we're going to sew it with this big triangle up. This first seam here is going to nest up really nicely, so everything should lay nice and flat for us. There's a lot of bulk on that end, so I'm going to flip it over onto this end. See what we can do. I think we won that race. Okay, guys, that is it. This is clue 9. You know, I was skeptical when we first started this project. I wasn't sure I was going to like this colorway because of all of the white fabric that's in it. I'm not a big fan of white fabric. It just has a tendency to get dirty, in my opinion. And if you're going to make a quilt that you want to use, you want to make sure that it's going to be one that you're going to be able to keep clean easily. But after putting all of these pieces together, I'm really excited to see what this quilt is going to end up looking like. The white fabric does not take over nearly as much as I thought it was going to, at least not according to the pieces that we've made so far. But I'm really, really excited. So this is clue 9. I will give you guys a quick snapshot of each of clues 1 through 8 at the end of this video so that you guys can see what all of those look like. Thank you so much for joining me today. The next video for this project will be the final reveal. So I'm really excited for that. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to hit that like button below. That lets other people know that you've liked this video, and maybe they will too. So thanks again, guys. You have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye!
Is this all that you dreamed it'd be? Ending up here, ending up where?